hectic.
Who?
Stacy.
Okay.
Who no one knows who he is.
Okay.
It's possible it's Socrates, but he denies it. Because Stacy 519.
Yeah, that would make a nice story as we go live now. It's Ray against DaHanG on Blood Run. Standard start here, possibly favoring Ray a bit, especially now that he lands this damage with the LG. So good job from him. A big question now is about weapons. So Ray needs a rocket. I'm gonna switch quickly to DaHanG to see just grab a rail, and he doesn't have LG. So the weapons now could be crucial as we approach the spawn of the second red armor. And actually DaHanG decides to back off, and it will be Ray that actually drops earlier to try and do a lot of damage to DaHanG. This is actually a very excellent move, and he managed to dodge the rail. DaHanG is so much in trouble, yeah. And finally the frag comes. And now, what I like now is that this red is now up for Ray. So it's kind of perfect plan, or actually everything just came into play in the right way for Ray.
Yeah, it's funny what DaHanG said with that jump forwards where you dodge the rockets because you're jumping forwards was, I'm going to hit these two rails. He missed both rails. So definitely a poor situation, but it shows his confidence. And
yeah, but look at that. That's kill. Now 2 amount of health. I don't know, Ray could have suicide here, almost. You know. But yeah, it's always a question. So I mean, it's Blood Run.
I think with Blood Run, it's you want to avoid it. Almost always.
Yeah.
But it depends. It depends on how comfortable you are holding on to a lead here. But yeah, this is one of those maps where it should be. This is probably the easiest map to hold on to a lead, I'd say. And
well, one thing is that there is a lot of health and armor around the map in places where you can relatively safe take them. So in a sense, yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, both of players missing their shots.
Yep.
I just want to see switch Pov and look at DaHanG and see what he's doing. A bit of, well, it could be the Drake just came from behind, but DaHanG is probably now unaware of the position of his opponent, and a good exchange. And now, actually, this will give a very good, you know, initial stack as we approach the contestation of this red. An excellent job. I'm actually very impressed by Ray. He's
got a good start early and was playing it well. Really, one of the issues as well is that DaHanG really took him for granted, I think. Like, DaHanG had a situation where, like, that jump towards Ray with the railgun, that's really not smart, what he did there. It's the only thing, and DaHanG is a smart player, so the only thing it says to me is either he did something stupid on purpose, or he had a blackout, or he just doesn't respect Ray that much. And that's all I can really think from that. And the thing is that on Blood Run, you never want to give anything away, frag-wise, never really. There's no need for it. As you say, there's health all over the place, there's armor all over the place, it's so easy to stay alive. Giving away kills early on is not smart. So let's see though if DaHanG can make good of this, because he has to come back. It's all about how well Ray can hold these items, and how... Oh, that looks
too bad.
Yeah,
that could have...
That would have been a kill. Yeah, so we'll see. Oh my good god.
Yeah, and this is now the game changer. Because it's really now Ray is on the run, and there is 10 seconds to the next items, and he's not in a good position at all. He could just easily die here. And DaHanG can just decide to leave whenever he wants and go. Yeah.
Him dying here, really, like him killing himself, it would be good. Just because all that time wasted, everything's up now that he cannot take.
But the problem is that now, this is the problem. DaHanG can pick. This is a map where you control both items and you can pick them up in a very short amount of time. So actually, maybe suiciding earlier would have been
just jump out, try to get any damage you can, and be happy with it, and then work it off to spawn. Because he's definitely dying there. That's like some of that's like the thing to realize sometimes. Is that are you definitely going to die? Well, why delay? There's sometimes when you're delaying it's okay, and sometimes when it's not.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the right time. I mean, it wasn't the right time to okay, yeah, but sexy damage here.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Ray. I just wanna see. DaHanG is missing a lot Maybe we just got like an update of Quake on how Raid works, because we're seeing a lot of missed shots that, yeah, a bit surprising. Ray deciding to you know, stay around and pushing. I mean, that's crazy. He has to be very lucky to do something out of that. But yeah, nonetheless, he's still alive.
This is best of one phase, by the way.
Yeah, that could be.
So I just want to remind people of this. Like,
yeah, that could be a huge upset.
It would be a ridiculously large upset. But then again, DaHanG is really good, and whether he's disrespecting his opponent early on or not giving him enough respect, it doesn't matter, because he should pull his game together and take it down at some point. But how long can Ray hold on for? Or can Ray hold on for the entirety of the match and win?
Yeah.
It's best of 3. Oh my goodness. It's best of 3. It's quarterfinals. The action here progressed so quickly that I didn't even realize. So then DaHanG's not sweating it too much then. So that's no problem. But DaHanG is walking around 116, 200. And Ray managed to get up to 100 now, so he's building himself up and he's playing the slow game.
So what do you think? So last Mega, he stuck around to have the time of it, but now he's like here. Do you think? I mean, it's a bit. What do you think? Is that the right way to attack Mega, or even attacking Mega? Is that a good idea?
He wants Mega time, but he doesn't really want to attack. He can get himself to 150 or even 200 armor, and that's really where he wants to be before he makes a commitment onto an item. And if he has the Mega time always, then that's really useful, because it doesn't take him that long until he can get. Because he was at 100, he just needed one more yellow, and then he can try and commit to the risk of a defensive play onto Mega, which can yield the kind of engagement that he could win. But that's the thing, he managed to get himself in a bit too deep, and he didn't have enough armor yet, and so on and so forth. So I think he needed a bit more patience, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, it is best of 3.
Yeah, that's good, actually.
And it's 3-3 now, is the score.
And we have 3 minutes left, so it's really up to DaHanG to catch his opponent. And, you know, make sure the first map goes in his pocket. Okay, the opponent stealing the red.
Yeah, Ray with the grab on the reds.
Yeah,
nice.
that's definitely good. I'm gonna switch to Ray, which is the player that actually has to defend at the moment. And yeah, it seems that he doesn't really want to meet DaHanG in open field. For him, the point is just to stack up. I'm just surprised that he doesn't really have timing on these yellows, which should be his priority as he's out of control. He will have time on red, but probably not on Mega. So it's kind of a risky moment for him to just go around. I'm very surprised that it is committing too much on that side of the map. Do you think he missed time Mega, or he believed that, you know?
I think missed time, but there you go, 2 rails, fantastic. But DaHanG is position on Mega, Ray really can challenge for it, but he has to get himself over there fast. I would say that an attack from Rocket Yellow is the apt thing to do, but he's too slow. In fact, this could also be a missed time, because he definitely could have challenged for it. And putting that pressure onto DaHanG in that spot makes DaHanG vulnerable. And right now, DaHanG's like, he took the Mega, he rocket jumps up, he's got position on red. It's a fight on DaHanG's terms. And so DaHanG is really loving that. And there you go, it's another pickup for DaHanG, and now once again, DaHanG is building up. But the damage is pretty good from Ray, and DaHanG has to watch out, because actually, even after that rail, he's only a tiny bit more above Ray. So Ray did a great job on damage. He sacrificed everything to hit shots, and he hit the shots.
Yeah, that was excellent play from Ray. Especially the 2 initial rails as DaHanG was taking the red. This really opened this situation where he could grab the Mega. And now it's about, you know, the damage that he can do there. That's nice, but actually missing the rail, that's gonna cripple him. And
there you go. It's going to an overtime most likely. I mean, Ray needs to get it to an overtime. Mega's coming up. Ray does have time on it, but he's going to find DaHanG.
This
Oh my
is
god.
so dangerous.
Oh my god, why?
No.
Why? Why?
Yeah, this...
Memento, why? Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, interesting choice. I don't know. Maybe he didn't expect DaHanG to expect him to do something like that. But actually, DaHanG would have been right because that was kind of a...
He just didn't know the time. There's no other explanation. At the game clock, on the game
he didn't
clock.
know that the game was ending.
Yeah. Only explanation.
Yeah, a bit surprising.
I mean, ¿por qué?
Por
Por four. Swedish.
Oh, multi language.
Wait,
yes.
wait, isn't it in German? It's warum.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why in 4 languages? Beat that. I can't do anymore. I should learn Polish as well. Anyway.
Yeah. Second map is Hectic.
Hectic. So this is. I mean, DaHanG's shown vulnerability here before in the past.
Yeah. But I think this is one map that where I feel that the US people are kind of very strong. I don't know. Maybe this is just my impression.
No.
Yeah. So the question is, can Ray be at that level that he was on Bloodrun? I mean, Bloodrun was very close, much more close than I would have expected. Maybe to that. Well, actually, the game is gonna start, so let's focus on that.
Okay. 1. Fight. Yeah, he didn't know the game time. Only explanation to commit to that fight then.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving past that.
Yeah,
it's very unlikely we'll see a spot like that on this map. As DaHanG rocket jumps up. He's definitely got a great engagement here, hitting some good damage, and now it's just going to set him up quite nicely. I think Ray really has to commit to an aggression now because DaHanG's pretty weak, but rails like that really stop that aggression that Ray really needs to do. So that rail saves DaHanG from Ray's aggressive options, which are no longer present.
So I'm gonna switch to Ray. He is the player that now has to do something. So Mega spawning in a few seconds. Is Ray aware of that, and will he utilize it to do damage to his opponent? This position is not the best to do damage. He decides to drop, and this could actually be the end of him. He manages to escape with a bit of health remaining, but it's actually not enough. Yeah, nice spawn control there from DaHanG. So things are looking good for him. I mean, it's just the start of the game, so it's about seeing how things evolve in the first few minutes of this map to kind of shape what the remainder of the map will be. At the moment, it's just DaHanG, pulling the strings here. Perfect timing, I guess. The position is very good. Ray has to play the defensive game, play the rails. He showed amazing rail game in the previous game. So,
yep, he's keeping at the right distances at the moment, which is of course very important. But the thing is that you need a certain amount of damage output on a map like this. There isn't a huge amount of armor, and we can see DaHanG is freely running every piece of armor.
Yep.
So that means Ray's damage output needs to be basically equal to what DaHanG's picking up, but that's a very huge ask. He needs to at least be able to defend a yellow or something. But this is some great damage coming out of the teleporter, but again, DaHanG's taking everything, so it's not like Ray can take any kind of beating from DaHanG. There's a nice little long-range rail there as DaHanG picks up the Mega. So this is so smooth from DaHanG at the moment, and Ray really cannot afford to let DaHanG move into yellow without at least dying and applying defensive damage. Because that defensive damage can be substantial.
I think one thing there is that DaHanG was very fast. He did this little rocket jump up, which you normally don't see, or maybe it's common in the US but not so much in Europe. And then made him very quick. Overall, I think it's just DaHanG is really playing a solid game. I mean, he's not making mistakes. The only thing that Ray can do is to try to do damage, but as we see, it's kind of DaHanG returning even more than he gets. Yeah, so this is for the first 3 minutes of this map. I'm gonna switch to Ray once again.
It's not horrendous, really, the state for Ray at the moment, but the thing is that, I mean, 8 frags isn't too much on Hectic, is more or less the point, and there's a lot of time left still, but Ray has to really find something sometime soon. And DaHanG will get another big item, and if Okay, Ray got the red rocket, so Ray did good damage there. He's got
Yeah.
to keep following this up though, and he's got to keep following it up. The thing is that this is a map which is quite execution based. You kind of have to hit the shots. It's always a premise where a lot of people are like, as a jeweler, it can feel daunting that you feel the pressure. I have to hit the shots, or if I don't, I lose the game. The Hectic is kind of like that. It's the most extreme example of that. And
I mean, something you can do is really try to use the back of the map and just stay there and somehow force your opponent to come and fetch you there. And at the right time, just go for grabbing the weapons. But it's not as easy as, for instance, in Lost Warp. Just because the back of the map is not as big, and there are entrances that are quite exposed to the rail of the opponent. Nonetheless, I mean, okay, Ray did a bit of damage. It seems to us that it's not enough to get DaHanG to the point where he either has to flee or defend. Red was up, Ray's gonna take it, but also a lot of damage from DaHanG.
Yep, and it's 10-0 now. Ray does have a decent stack, but he kind of is forced to win this next fight, because otherwise this is going to be a big opportunity wasted, and the momentum that DaHanG's built up, oh no, just the missed time on the Mega, the mispositioning, DaHanG with the great timing there. But Ray manages to get the frag through the bars, wonderful there, and he's even going to string one off the spawn. If he hits the LG, oh my goodness, and DaHanG's going to survive even picking up the health. It's a pretty horrible situation for Ray, and now DaHanG picks up a rail, but thankfully Ray contains the threat with the rail and finishes it off, so that's some nice work, and Ray can finally start to come back into this.
So I think now it's his turn to control the weapons, especially. Weapon control in this map is huge, like the LG control and also the rail is kind of playing a big part of it. DaHanG really, it's just his timing is so good, and he decides, you know, at the right time to just push for the item, probably based on some mistake that Ray did in positioning. So this is not looking very good for Ray at the moment.
Definitely. DaHanG has 80 on it, so he's definitely looking quite good for the options. He can really bully his way onto Ray's position. Ray's got a nice defensive position, but he has no rockets, which is kind of the problem. And a great combo there, pushing him off with the rockets. And that was a free frag. That puts Ray really behind for DaHanG to be able to make such frags. And now DaHanG gets the Mega pickup, and Ray doesn't even get any damage really. One rail off of the exit, which is okay, but still DaHanG's so far ahead. Good rockets here would save the day, but he doesn't manage to get those either. So 4 minutes left. 10 frags is still completely doable on this map, but Ray has to start making some more damage output when he's in the defensive positions. Yeah.
And I have to say that, well, nice Ray didn't score too many frags, but I haven't seen clean damage from Ray yet. It's always DaHanG returning things. So if the pace of the game remains like this, and the way the two players are playing remains like this, I just don't see Ray getting a clean frag that would allow him to start a streak of good frags. But yeah, we never know. I mean, Ray is definitely a good dueler, and as he showed earlier. So can he now survive enough? This is already horrible. There is no help for him. DaHanG could even, push more, but eventually he decided he had enough. I don't know how that rocket didn't...
Yeah, Ray's starting to at least win his way back into some situations. Mega's up on the spot. DaHanG's just going to shuffle his way on over through the teleporter. And again, Ray's under pressure to deal damage. He can't let him escape without any damage output in that spot. And DaHanG gets away relatively healthy. And he even finished it off with a quick shotgun interception. That's very nice from DaHanG. And he picks up the red too. So DaHanG is in an amazing position now after the red and then the yellow. And he has the Mega time. DaHanG is looking in a position where he can just make loads of back-to-back frags. That's one. Ray did good damage there. But on the next death, he has to do something similar. But look at the long-range rails from DaHanG. He's stopping Ray from getting close. He's stopping Ray from getting the close damage, which is what really Ray wants to play for. And there you go. Ray manages to steal the Mega.
Yeah, and good damage.
DaHanG should have allowed that to happen, but the red is up in the spot, so I can understand why he maintained position on red and let his opponent take bad position and an item. So that's something that definitely plays to DaHanG's favor, and he falls back onto the yellow as well. Ray calls GG, and that is game.
Yep.
So definitely a very tough situation on Hectic when your opponent manages to get the right positions with the right weapons and denies you the damage after each death you take. You want to rush in, get the damage before they can replenish on the items. And every time DaHanG had the right spots, the right positions, the right shots with the rail to just stop the aggressive options. So DaHanG definitely played, I think, a pretty good game there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, definitely a different story from the ZTM map that we saw earlier. I think, yeah, I would just say that probably Ray is much more experienced in ZTM than on Hectic. But nonetheless, good matchup. Nice games, both of them. DaHanG looking really scary. I mean, his timing looked perfect. He's hitting the shots.
Yeah, Ray was playing pretty well, to be honest. Like Ray was playing pretty decently, but DaHanG's definitely, his form is improving. So it's gonna be interesting to see actually, because Rafa's also been improving his form. Whether like how that balance is gonna go between the two levels. Because I'm kind of assuming that that's going to be the grand final. Of course, it usually is. Every time they've both played, it's been the grand final. But 0-4 put in a really close effort last time. So interesting stuff.
Yeah, and
okay, so I'm trying to see if we know the next match is going to be, but I'm not sure just yet. So we'll go to a quick break, guys, as per usual, and we'll come back with more action here from the North American Cup.